What's up, guys? Chris Lee back with another Just Throw a Disc Golf video. Hey, check this out. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get more videos like this in the future. Alright, so what's up, guys? Chris Lee back with another Just Throw a Disc Golf video. Check this out. What I'm going to be doing in this video is reviewing a disc golf rangefinder, okay? Now, this one is inexpensive. This one is only about $100. This one is the Rogue Iron rangefinder. It says Factor Disc Golf rangefinder. Okay, so I got this on Amazon. I wanted to go ahead and get one because it was inexpensive. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a rangefinder because number one, I feel like I'm a beginner in disc golf. I don't feel like it's really necessary, but I'm going to kind of tell you my reasons why I feel like it's necessary for me. And then number two, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on a product that was really going to kind of take my focus off playing a game of disc golf. And I'll kind of explain that, what I'm trying to say by that, okay? And what I basically mean by that is just, I don't want to have a bunch of fancy gadgets and accessories and things like that that's basically going to distract me or make me take longer during the game of disc golf. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but I am at the point, being 9 months in, to where I just want to get on the course. I want to get out there and I just want to throw, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you this. Before I even start talking about this particular product, I don't know anything about the rangefinders, okay? I do have friends on the course that utilize these rangefinders, okay? Now, there's the Bushnells, there's MVPs, there's ball golf ones and things like that. I'm going to tell you one reason why I feel like it was necessary for me to go ahead and get one. The number one reason why I felt like I want to get one is why I wanted to get one was I wanted to be able to gauge how far I was from the basket when I take 60-foot putts or 50-foot putts, or I'm taking a 200-foot upshot, or whatever the case may be. Now, I know a lot of people out there are going to say, you know, well, it really doesn't matter. You should basically utilize your rangefinder so it can tell you whether you're going to use a distance driver, a fairway driver, a mid-range driver, or a putter, okay? Me being 9 months in, my mind thinks a little bit differently right now. For me, I more so care about getting one of these to just know what the difference is. Like, one of my goals to consistently hit on distance is going to be 350 feet. And sometimes I don't really know how to gauge that just by looking. So I have to go find a disc golf hole that is 350 feet to the basket so I can work on trying to make that distance. But I want to be able to have a rangefinder to go out to a wide open field, take my practice basket or something, or, you know, maybe be 350 feet away from a tree or something like that and say, okay, that's my goal. This is the distance between a tree and me, and I want to be able to get the disc to that location, okay? That was one of the main reasons why I went ahead and bought it. The thing that I think can possibly be a negative or a con about having a rangefinder, in my opinion, is I don't want to get in the habit of utilizing this to kind of be that thing, oh, I need to kind of know this distance and I have to have my rangefinder. No, I want to be able to basically learn my disc well enough without any fancy gadgets, which means that if I need to do an upshot and I'm going to use a fairway driver or a mid-range or a putter, I need to be able to know by feeling how much I need to put on or take off to be able to make that distance to the basket, okay? That's my number one goal. I want to be able to learn my disc without having the fancy gadgets and things like this. Will this help? Absolutely, it will help. I think one thing that it'll help me with is being able to say, okay, well, this is what 350 feet looks like from the basket. The more I get a little bit more familiar with that, then I'll be able to kind of figure out what that's like without having to use one of these. I'll be able to gauge it just by utilizing this and saying, okay, this is 350, this is 275, this is 150. Once I get used to it, then I feel like I'll get to the point to where I pretty much won't need one of these, and I'll be able to know, okay, yeah, this is about that distance. Let me grab a mid-range, or let me grab a fairway, or let me just finesse it till I get to that distance, or put a little bit more on it, no matter what disc I'm using, to be able to get to that distance, okay? So I just wanted to kind of tell you that before I jumped into this quick unboxing, but let's go ahead and talk about it right now, okay? Okay, it says that it's made for disc golf. It measures in feet, yards, and meters, which is a positive. Measures distance, height, and slope, okay? Rechargeable battery, and it has continuous scanning, okay? Now on this side of the box, it says 6.5 times 24 millimeter magnification objective, okay? Battery life, distance, these are everything that you're going to see on a meter. So you're going to see battery life, you're going to see the distance in feet, or whichever one you choose to put on there. You're going to be able to see the aiming, the vertical height, and the angle, okay? All that is going to show inside of the rangefinder itself, okay? So now, let's just go ahead and quickly unbox it. All right. And here it is. All right. So check it out. This is it. It's small. It's not too small. It's not too big and bulky. I think it feels good in the hand. My first impression about it right out the bat is, I can tell you right now, pulling it out of the package, it kind of feels cheap. It kind of feels like a toy that you would buy for your kids or something at Target or something like that. It doesn't feel like it has really durable quality. Now, I don't know. It kind of feels like if I drop this thing that I'm probably going to break it, but I can't really judge it off anything because I don't know what the other rangefinders feel like or what they have to offer. I'm just telling you my initial thoughts right out the box, okay? But I do like the grip. Now, the grip, it kind of feels, it doesn't feel like that rubbery grip. I don't know if I necessarily like that because my hands kind of get a little sweaty and things like that. It feels like a plastic cheap type grip, but I'm not going to knock it until I actually go out and try it. But for the most part, I think it still feels good enough to have some type of grip there. I would much prefer that rubbery grip, but then being out in Arizona with weather, you know, heat that can get up to like 120 degrees, it probably won't do this thing any good. But that's just my mind. That's how I'm looking at it. Now, for the most part, has the little USB-C port, and then we have the power button at the top, and then I'm assuming that this M is the mode button up there. And for the most part, I can kind of just look through it and see exactly everything that it said that it was going to have on there. So I can definitely see the battery life, you know, obviously an area for the meters and things like that. So I'm really curious to go ahead and try this thing out, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go out with a buddy, kind of try it out at the course, see if it's pretty accurate, because my biggest thing is I want to basically test it and see if it's accurate enough with the Bushnell. I have a friend that has a Bushnell, another friend that has an MVP one, another friend that has a ball golf one, and I just want to see how accurate it is, okay? So that's what we're going to basically try to do. Other than that, you got a microfiber cloth to go ahead and keep it clean. You know, that can always be useful for that, but, you know, for right now, feeling my vision is being a little blurry, so I'm going to go ahead and use that for this real quick. Yeah, that's better. I don't know if it needs to be charged. I see a symbol in there that basically says that it's fully charged, but I don't know if this thing is, you know, if I need to wait for it to cut on or charge it up or whatever the case may be. I'm going to test that out now. All right, guys. So as I said that I was going to do, I'm actually out here at one of my local courses right near my house. And this is one course that I feel like the signs are not accurate as far as the distance from the basket, and I've always wanted to know if they were actually accurate. So now I'm going to be able to use the rangefinder to see if it's legitimate. So with that being said, I'm going to test out some of the distances with the rangefinder. I can tell you right now, it's already super simple to use it. I used it at another course before coming here. It's easy as just pressing a button, the power button, holding it, locking onto the basket, releasing, tapping once more, and they give you an accurate reading right away. Super simple, super convenient. So let's go ahead and test it out right now. Just look at my view. Like, love this view out here. This is kind of more of a gravel, rocky course, but it's still a nice little course to play, work on your mids, up shots. You can play it as a long course as well. Just skip every other hole or play every other hole from the tee pad, and it's twice the distance, maybe longer. All right, so this one says that it's 216, okay, 216 feet to that particular basket out there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna zoom in right there. So I'm just gonna test it out and see if it's accurate. Like I said, I love the case, super convenient. And all you want to do is basically hold this power button, and once you hold the power button, lock onto the basket, release, and tap the power button again, and that'll basically let you know what the distance is. Okay, so I'm standing on what they would call our tee pad, so go ahead and show them that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just test it out. So I'm gonna, and it says it's about 226 feet. So this sign says that it's 216. The sign says that it's 216, so that tells me that this particular sign is off for the distance to that basket. I'm gonna go ahead and get a throw in, and we're gonna test out another one, okay? So I will say that the positive for sure is that it's just easy and convenient to actually use this thing. It's not complicated, it's user friendly. It was pretty much already charged out of the box, so I'm not having any issues with it dying quickly or the battery. I think it pretty much cuts itself off, which is a positive as well. So the battery should last for a long time. But so far, it already let me know that some of the holes on the course are just not accurate based off what the sign says. So, all right, so this one says that it's 244 feet straight ahead. So once again, we're gonna pull out the Rogue Iron rangefinder and see if it's accurate or not. Now I'm trying to stay in line with the pole regardless. It just says the tee pad, so we'll see. Let me lock in on it. This sign says that it's 244, but the viewfinder or the rangefinder is actually saying that it's 260 feet. Okay, gonna double check again. And it seemed like the number jumped from 259 to 257. And then I think I moved it a little slight past it, and I went to 263. So I don't know if that's just the inaccuracy of me moving it around. But I mean, for the most part, ballpark is definitely showing it to be a lot closer to 260 versus 244 feet. So I'm gonna say that this hole is about 260. So let's go ahead and throw this one. I know that I did get with some of my friends earlier at a different course, and the same readings that they were getting on their rangefinders I was getting on this one. So I will say that this one is pretty accurate. Let's try to go with the Pharaoh. Literally almost aced that. That was crazy. Yeah, Ariane. Great shot, son. Go in. Woo! Dude, you almost aced that. All right, so check this out. So one thing that I say about this particular course, how's it going? Being my home course, is that this one has a lot of short holes, 250 feet, some of them a little bit longer, shorter, give or take. Now, for me, I like to come out here and throw. So this one says 165 feet. So I want to skip this one, and I want to actually push distance. So I want to go to the further one out there. So go ahead and show them that. Make sure you zoom in. So now I'm going to use this to see what that distance is out there to that particular next hole, so I can start pushing some range. 382, okay? From this tee pad, skipping this hole and going to the next basket is 382 feet. So this is a good way for me to go ahead and judge that. That way, if I want to start trying to reach 382 feet or even 350, now I got something to have an idea of how far I need to kind of throw. Now, 382 feet is way out of my range as a beginner, but the more I start to develop distance, now I just could use this rangefinder to go ahead and start seeing how much 350, 380, 400, 310, 320 300 is, 275. This is going to help me figure out those ranges. So that is a positive of definitely having one of these. All right, guys. So my first impressions of actually utilizing it, I can tell you right now, it definitely was a game changer for me. It was just so easy to go ahead and utilize it on a course to be able to see the distance. I can definitely say that it's accurate, easy to use. It didn't have a bunch of confusing modes that some of the other rangefinders have had that I've heard some of my friends have said they've used with theirs. It's pretty cut and dry. It's simple. It's effective. It's easy to use. I still question the durability a little bit, but for the most part, I've held some of my other friends, and you know, some of them feel like, okay, maybe a little bit more higher quality, but that's probably just, you know, a very subjective concept on kind of figuring out if it's really that good or not. Okay. But for the most part, I'm pretty good at taking care of things. One thing that I didn't really get to cover that I think was a big deal to me was the actual case that it comes in. The case that it comes in is, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. It already comes with one of these little clips, so it fits perfectly on my Zuka cart from my area to where I have my putter, so it's easy to grab. And then you also have this extra cable here to kind of just hold it for more support. But what I like most is when you go ahead and zip it or unzip it in general, it's kind of one of those ones to where it has like these safety little bands on the side. That way it doesn't just drop out and fall. That's a super convenient thing to me. So I do like the fact that it has a very reliable case with the zipper, the little safety bands on the inside, and then plus this extra one for more support just to kind of close it up. That's a positive as well. So it really gives you the opportunity. They did a good job at giving you the opportunity to go ahead and protect it by keeping it in this case. I guess you just have to do your best not to leave it out in the sunlight, not to drop it, etc. Okay. But for the most part, it was super simple. It was easy to use. It was easy to change the modes. It wasn't confusing, really lightweight. It holds a charge. Now, I haven't basically kept it out a long time to see how long it would take for it to actually die or anything. But I know to be able to get through my rounds and things like that, I didn't have any issues utilizing it. So the battery definitely lasts a long time, which is a positive. So for the most part, guys, I would definitely say that I would recommend it to you guys. If you guys are interested in it, I'll have a link down in the description box so you guys can go ahead and pick up one. Guys, I think you can't go wrong with it for being only $100. If you feel like it's something that you don't like, then go ahead and return it. Just like how I do on my other YouTube channels, I'm going to give you guys honest reviews on products. And if I like them and I think that they're worth having, then I'm going to tell you guys to get them and recommend them to you. And if not, I'm going to tell you guys to stay away from them. So I'm not going to be trying to take payments or, you know, being persuaded by anybody. I'm going to give you guys honest reviews because I don't want to spend a lot of money. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to spend a lot of money either. Disc golf is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a great sport where you enjoy yourself. Nobody wants to go broke playing disc golf. Like, it's already bad enough that we go out and spend a lot of money on disc because it's like eye candy to us. So I get it. I've been there. Okay. But other than that, guys, if you own one of these, go ahead and let me know. What do you think? Do you use one of these? How long have you used it? How has it held up? Has it helped you out? Did it benefit you? Did it kind of, you know, turn out to be a waste of money? I would love to know down in the comment sections. Guys, other than that, I truly appreciate you guys for watching my videos. I appreciate the fact that you guys interact with me. I'm going to be having more reviews coming for products and kind of show you guys what I'm doing with disc golf in general. I know a lot of you guys ask me what kind of cameras and audio gear and I use this and that, and you'll be surprised. It's really simple gear. So that's what I'm going to try to do on this channel, is just to keep it real simple. Other than that, guys, I truly appreciate you watching the video. As always, if you're new to disc golf, pick up a disc, don't stress, and just throw it.